Seniors, did you know that the breakfast you're eating every morning could be silently damaging your heart? I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to listen closely because what I'm about to share could save your life. Every day, millions of people over 60 start their day with meals they think are healthy: oatmeal, toast juice, or even a quick coffee. But here's the shocking truth. Some of the most common breakfast habits are putting your heart at serious risk. In fact, 5 specific mistakes you're making every morning could be raising your blood pressure, clogging your arteries, and even causing heart damage overnight. Today, I'm going to reveal these 5 breakfast mistakes you must stop immediately to protect your heart and live a longer, healthier life. But don't worry, I'll also share simple, delicious alternatives that will keep your heart strong and your energy soaring. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan to transform your mornings and feel better than ever. Let's dive in. Why does this matter so much? As we age, our heart becomes more vulnerable. After 60, your blood vessels naturally stiffen and your heart works harder to pump blood. The wrong breakfast choices can make this worse, leading to high cholesterol, inflammation, and even an increased risk of heart attack or stroke. You might be thinking, but breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And you're right, it is. But making the wrong choices can turn this vital meal into a hidden danger. Over my years studying how diet affects the brain and heart, I've been shocked to see how many seniors are unknowingly harming their health with habits they've followed for decades. Let me share a story to show you what I mean. I had a patient named John, a 72-year-old retiree who loved his morning routine. He'd start every day with a big glass of orange juice, a bowl of sugary cereal, and a few slices of buttered toast. John was active, played golf twice a week, and thought he was doing everything right. But he started feeling tired, his chest felt tight, and his doctor warned him about dangerously high cholesterol. When we looked at his breakfast, we found not one but 5 mistakes that were silently damaging his heart. Once John made a few simple changes, his energy returned, his cholesterol dropped, and he felt like a new man within weeks. John's story isn't unique. Thousands of seniors are making these same mistakes every morning without realizing it. So, what are these 5 breakfast mistakes? And why are they so dangerous for seniors? In this video, we'll go through each one, explain exactly how it harms your heart, and give you better habits to keep your mornings healthy and heart-friendly. But before we start, I need you to promise me one thing: stay until the end. The 5th mistake is one of the most common and missing. It could put your health at serious risk. Let's begin with the first breakfast mistake you must stop to protect your heart. Stay tuned for part 2 to find out what it is and how to fix it. Don't go anywhere. This could change your life forever. Seniors, are you starting your day with a breakfast habit that's secretly raising your blood pressure? Welcome back to our life-changing journey to protect your heart. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to pay close attention as we dive into the first of 5 breakfast mistakes that could be damaging your heart overnight. In part 1, I shared the shocking truth about how common morning habits are putting seniors over 60 at risk for heart attack and stroke. Today, we'll uncover the first mistake, one so common you might be making it right now, and I'll give you Simple, heart-healthy alternatives to keep you thriving. Let's get started because every bite you take in the morning matters. The first breakfast mistake is drinking sugary fruit juice like orange or apple juice first thing in the morning. I know it sounds healthy after all. Fruit juice is packed with vitamins, right? But here's the problem. Most store-bought juices are loaded with added sugars, and even 100% pure juices have natural sugars that spike your blood sugar fast. For seniors, this is a big deal. When your blood sugar surges, it puts stress on your blood vessels, raises your blood pressure, and over time damages the delicate lining of your arteries. This can lead to plaque buildup, making your heart work harder and increasing your risk of heart attack. Studies show that drinking sugary beverages daily can increase heart disease risk by up to 20% in older adults. And here's the kicker. That morning glass of juice you love could be causing inflammation in your body that lingers all day, harming your heart while you sleep. Let me tell you about Susan, a 65-year-old patient of mine. Susan was proud of her healthy habits. She walked every morning and always started her day with a tall glass of orange juice. But she started noticing her blood pressure creeping up, and she felt sluggish by mid-morning. When we looked at her diet, we found that her daily juice was sending her blood sugar on a roller coaster, stressing her heart. I asked Susan to make one simple change: swap her juice for a heart-friendly alternative. Within 2 weeks, her blood pressure dropped, and she had more energy than she'd felt in years. Susan's story shows how one small mistake can make a big difference and how fixing it can transform your health. So what should you do? Instead, first ditch the juice. If you love a refreshing morning drink, try infused water. Slice up a lemon cucumber or a few berries and add them to a glass of water. This gives you flavor without the sugar spike. Another great option is herbal tea like chamomile or green tea, which has antioxidants that support heart health. If you crave something fruity, eat a whole piece of fruit like a small apple or a handful of berries. Whole fruits have fiber, which slows sugar absorption and keeps your blood sugar steady. For example, a cup of blueberries has only 15 grams of natural sugar and 4 grams of fiber, compared to a glass of orange juice with 25 grams of sugar and no fiber. These small changes can protect your heart and keep your energy stable all morning. But here's the thing. Sugary juice isn't the only breakfast mistake seniors are making. There are 4 more habits just as dangerous, and the next one might surprise you. It's something millions of people over 60 do every day thinking it's good for them, but it's silently clogging their arteries. What is it? Stay tuned for part 3 to find out the second breakfast mistake and how to fix it. Don't go anywhere. This could be the key to a healthier heart. Seniors, could the bread you're eating every morning be clogging your arteries? Welcome back to our mission to protect your heart and transform your mornings. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we uncover the second of 5 breakfast mistakes that could be damaging your heart overnight. In part 2, we talked about how sugary fruit juice spikes your blood sugar and stresses your heart. Today, we'll dive into the second mistake, one so common it's in almost every kitchen, and I'll share simple swaps to keep your heart strong. Let's jump in, because what you put on your plate this morning could change your life. The second breakfast mistake is eating white bread or refined grain products like bagels, English muffins, or processed toast as your morning staple. You might be thinking, but I've eaten toast for years. It's quick and easy. I get it. But here's the problem. White bread and refined grains are stripped of fiber and nutrients, leaving behind simple carbohydrates that act like sugar in your body. When you eat them, your blood sugar spikes, triggering inflammation and putting strain on your blood vessels. For seniors over 60, this is especially dangerous because it can raise your cholesterol levels and contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries. Over time, this increases your risk of heart attack and stroke. Research shows that diets high in refined grains can increase heart disease risk by 10 to 15% in older adults. And here's the worst part, that slice of white toast you love could be causing silent damage to your heart while you sleep. Let me share a story to bring this home. I had a patient named Robert, a 70-year-old who loved his morning routine, 2 slices of white toast with butter and a cup of coffee. Robert was active, cycled with his grandkids, and thought his breakfast was harmless. But he started feeling chest discomfort, and tests showed his cholesterol was through the roof. When we looked at his diet, we found that his daily white bread was a major culprit, spiking his blood sugar and clogging his arteries. I asked Robert to switch to a heart-healthy alternative. Within a month, his cholesterol dropped, and he felt more energy than he had in years. Robert's story is a wake-up call. Small changes in your breakfast can make a huge difference. So, what should you do instead? Say goodbye to white bread and refined grains. Opt for whole grain alternatives that are high in fiber and nutrients. For example, try whole grain bread with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice. Look for labels that say 100% whole wheat or whole grain as the first ingredient. Another great option is oatmeal, but not the instant kind with added sugars. Steel-cut or rolled oats are packed with fiber that lowers cholesterol and keeps your blood sugar steady. For instance, a bowl of oatmeal with a handful of berries provides 8 grams of fiber and only 15 grams of natural sugar, compared to white toast with almost no fiber. If you love a quick breakfast, try whole grain English muffins or a slice of sprouted grain bread, like Ezekiel bread, which is easier to digest and heart-friendly. Here's a quick tip. When you switch to whole grains, start slow to let your body adjust. Try replacing 1 slice of white bread with whole grain bread and gradually make the full switch. Pair it with heart-healthy toppings like avocado or a small spread of almond butter instead of butter or sugary jams. These changes can lower your cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and protect your heart from morning to night. But hold on! White bread isn't the only breakfast mistake seniors are making. The next one is something you might think is healthy, but it's secretly raising your risk of heart damage. What could it be? Stay tuned for Part 4 to uncover the third breakfast mistake and how to fix it. Don't go anywhere. This could save your heart. Seniors, is your morning cereal secretly sabotaging your heart? Welcome back to our journey to transform your breakfast and protect your health. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we uncover the third of 5 breakfast mistakes that could be damaging your heart overnight. In Part 3, we exposed how white bread and refined grains spike your blood sugar and clog your arteries. Today, we'll dive into the third mistake, one you might think is a healthy choice, but is actually putting your heart at risk. Let's get started, because fixing this habit could be the key to a stronger, healthier you. The third breakfast mistake is eating sugary or processed cereals, even the ones marketed as heart-healthy or low-fat. You know, the ones, those colorful boxes with claims like packed with vitamins or good for your heart. But here's the shocking truth. Most breakfast cereals, even the so-called healthy ones, are loaded with added sugars or refined grains that wreak havoc on your heart. When you eat these cereals, they cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, triggering inflammation and increasing your triglyceride levels, a type of fat in your blood that's a major risk factor for heart disease. For seniors over 60, this is especially dangerous because your body is less efficient at processing sugar as you age, putting extra strain on your heart. Studies show that eating sugary cereals regularly can increase your risk of heart disease by up to 25% in older adults. And the worst part, that bowl of cereal you enjoy every morning could be causing silent heart damage while you sleep. Let me share a story to make this real. I had a patient named Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother who prided herself on her healthy lifestyle. Every morning, she ate a bowl of heart-healthy brand cereal with skim milk, thinking it was good for her cholesterol. But she started feeling tired, and her doctor found her blood pressure and triglycerides were alarmingly high. When we examined her breakfast, we discovered her cereal had 10 grams of added sugar, per serving more than a candy bar. It was spiking her blood sugar and stressing her heart. I asked Margaret to swap her cereal for a truly heart-friendly option. Within 3 weeks, her energy soared, and her blood tests showed a dramatic improvement. Margaret's story shows how easy it is to fall for marketing tricks and how one small change can transform your health. So what should you do instead? Ditch the sugary and processed cereals. Look for cereals with no added sugars and at least 5 grams of fiber per serving. Better yet, skip the boxed stuff altogether and make your own breakfast bowl. A great option is plain Greek yogurt topped with a small handful of nuts like walnuts and a sprinkle of chia seeds. Greek yogurt is rich in protein and probiotics, which support heart health, while nuts and seeds add healthy fats and fiber to keep your blood sugar stable. For example, a 3 whole 4-cup serving of Greek yogurt with 1 4-cup of walnuts provides 15 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, and 0 added sugar, compared to a typical cereal with 10 grams of sugar and minimal fiber. If you crave something warm, try a bowl of quinoa porridge cooked with unsweetened almond milk and a dash of cinnamon. Quinoa is a whole grain that's high in fiber and protein, making it a heart-healthy way to start your day. Here's a practical tip. When switching to healthier breakfasts, check labels carefully. Avoid cereals with sugar-high fructose corn syrup or maltodextrin in the first 3 ingredients. And don't be fooled by low-fat claims. Those products often replace fat with sugar, which is worse for your heart. Pair your new breakfast with a piece of whole fruit, like a small orange, for natural sweetness and extra fiber. These changes can lower your triglycerides, reduce inflammation, and protect your heart all day long. But we're not done yet. There are 2 more breakfast mistakes that could be putting your heart in danger. The next one is something you might be doing without even realizing it, and it's increasing your risk of heart attack. What is it? Stay tuned for Part 5 to uncover the fourth breakfast mistake and how to fix it. Don't go anywhere. This could be a game changer for your health. Seniors could, the way you're preparing your morning eggs, be putting your heart at risk. Welcome back to our mission to transform your breakfast and safeguard your health. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stick with me as we uncover the fourth of 5 breakfast mistakes that could be damaging your heart overnight. In Part 4, we revealed how sugary cereals, even the healthy ones, spike your blood sugar and increase heart disease risk. Today, we'll dive into the fourth mistake, one that's so common you might be doing it tomorrow morning, and I'll share simple fixes to keep your heart strong. Let's jump in, because this one change could make a world of difference. The fourth breakfast mistake is cooking your eggs with unhealthy fats like butter, margarine, or processed vegetable oils. Eggs are a fantastic source of protein and nutrients, and many seniors love them scrambled, fried, or in an omelet. But the way you cook them matters. Butter and margarine are high in saturated fats, which can raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs your arteries. Processed vegetable oils like canola or corn oil are often loaded with trans fats or omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation in your body. For seniors over 60, this is a big problem because inflammation and high cholesterol increase your risk of heart attack and stroke. Research shows that diets high in saturated and trans fats can boost heart disease risk by 15 to 20% in older adults. And here's the scary part, that buttery scrambled egg you enjoy every morning could be causing silent damage to your heart while you sleep. Let me share a story to drive this home. I had a patient named George, a 73-year-old who loved his daily breakfast of fried eggs cooked in a generous pat of butter. George was fit, walked his dog every day, and thought his breakfast was a healthy choice. But he started experiencing chest tightness, and tests showed his cholesterol levels were dangerously high. When we looked at his diet, we found that the butter he used to cook his eggs was contributing to artery-clogging plaque. I asked George to switch to a heart-healthy cooking method. Within a month, his cholesterol dropped significantly, and he felt more energetic than ever. George's story is a reminder that even healthy foods can become harmful if prepared the wrong way. So what should you do instead? First, rethink how you cook your eggs. Swap butter and margarine for heart-healthy fats, like a small amount of extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and antioxidants that lower inflammation and protect your heart. For example, using just 1 teaspoon of olive oil to scramble 2 eggs adds only 5 grams of healthy fat compared to a tablespoon of butter with 7 grams of saturated fat. Another great option is to skip the frying altogether. Try poaching or boiling your eggs. Poached eggs are soft and delicious without any added fat, and hard-boiled eggs are a quick, portable breakfast that's kind to your heart. If you love omelets, use a non-stick pan to reduce the need for oil, and load your omelet with heart-healthy veggies like spinach or tomatoes, which add fiber and nutrients. Here's a practical tip. When using olive oil, choose extra virgin cold-pressed varieties, as they retain the most heart-protective compounds. Start with a small amount, just enough to lightly coat the pan, and avoid overheating it to preserve its benefits. Pair your eggs with a side of whole grains, like a slice of whole grain toast or a small bowl of berries, to boost fiber and antioxidants. These changes can lower your cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and keep your heart healthy from morning to night. But hold on, we've got one more breakfast mistake to uncover, and it's one of the most surprising yet. It's something you might be doing every day thinking it's harmless, but it's quietly increasing your heart attack risk. What could it be? Stay tuned for Part 6 to reveal the 5th breakfast mistake and how to fix it. Don't go anywhere. This could be the key to a healthier you. Seniors, are you drinking coffee the wrong way and putting your heart in danger? Welcome back to our journey to transform your breakfast and protect your health. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we uncover the 5th and final breakfast mistake that could be damaging your heart overnight. In Part 5, we learned how cooking eggs with unhealthy fats like butter or margarine can raise cholesterol and harm your heart. Today, we'll dive into the 5th mistake, one so common you might be doing it right now, and I'll share simple ways to fix it. Let's get started, because this change could be the key to a stronger, healthier heart. The 5th breakfast mistake is drinking coffee with added sugar syrups or high-fat creamers. Coffee is a morning staple for millions of seniors, and in moderation, it can be heart healthy thanks to its antioxidants. But here's the problem. When you load your coffee with sugar-flavored syrups or heavy creamers, you're turning a healthy drink into a heart-harming bomb. Added sugars spike your blood sugar, and triglycerides increasing inflammation and artery damage. High-fat creamers, especially those with trans fats or palm oil, raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs your arteries. For seniors over 60, this is especially risky because your body is less able to handle these spikes, putting extra strain on your heart. Studies show that consuming sugary drinks daily can increase heart disease risk by 20% in older adults. And the worst part? That sugary, creamy coffee you sip every morning could be causing silent heart damage while you sleep. Let me share a story to make this real. I had a patient named Linda, a 69-year-old who loved her morning ritual, a large coffee with 2 spoonfuls of sugar and a splash of flavored creamer. Linda was active, taught yoga classes, and thought her coffee habit was harmless. But she started feeling palpitations, and her doctor found her blood pressure was creeping up. When we looked at her breakfast, we discovered her coffee was delivering a whopping 15 grams of added sugar and 10 grams of unhealthy fat every day. I asked Linda to rethink her coffee routine. Within 3 weeks of making a simple switch, her blood pressure stabilized, and she felt more energized. Linda's story shows how a small daily habit can add up to big heart risks and how easy it is to fix. So, what should you do instead? First, cut out the sugar and syrups. If you like your coffee sweet, try a natural zero-calorie sweetener like stevia or monk fruit, which won't spike your blood sugar. For creaminess, swap high-fat creamers for a splash of unsweetened almond milk or oat milk, which are low in saturated fat and heart-friendly. For example, a tablespoon of unsweetened almond milk adds only 1 gram of fat and 0 sugar, compared to a typical creamer with 5 grams of fat and 5 grams of sugar. If you prefer black coffee, you're already on the right track. Just keep it to 1-2 cups a day, as too much caffeine can raise blood pressure in some seniors. Another great option is to try herbal tea like hibiscus or chamomile, which has no caffeine and contains antioxidants that support heart health. Here's a quick tip. When choosing plant-based milks, check labels for unsweetened versions to avoid hidden sugars. If you're used to sugary coffee, start by cutting your sugar or creamer in half for a week, then reduce it further until you're free of additives. Pair your coffee with a heart-healthy breakfast like a small bowl of Greek yogurt with berries to keep your blood sugar stable. These changes can lower your cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and protect your heart all day long. Now that we've covered the fifth mistake, you might be wondering what's next. We've tackled all 5 breakfast mistakes, but there's more to share. In the next part, we'll explore additional breakfast pitfalls that could harm your heart and reveal healthier alternatives to keep you thriving. What are these sneaky habits? Stay tuned for part 7 to find out. Don't go anywhere. This could change the way you start your day. Seniors, could your breakfast routine be missing key nutrients that protect your heart? Welcome back to our life-changing journey to transform your mornings and safeguard your health. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we dive into 2 surprising breakfast pitfalls that could harm your heart and reveal healthier alternatives to keep you thriving. In part 6, we uncovered how sugary coffee additives like syrups and creamers can spike your blood sugar and damage your heart. Today, we'll explore mistakes 6 and 7, 2 common habits that might be robbing your heart of vital support, and I'll share simple swaps to boost your heart health. Let's jump in because these changes could help you live a longer, healthier life. The 6th breakfast mistake is skipping fiber-rich foods in your morning meal. Fiber is a heart's best friend. It lowers cholesterol, stabilizes blood sugar, and reduces inflammation, all of which protect against heart disease. But many seniors start their day with low-fiber foods like processed cereals, white toast, or just coffee, leaving their heart vulnerable. For those over 60, this is a big deal because your body needs more fiber to combat age-related cholesterol buildup and artery stiffness. Without enough fiber, your blood pressure can rise and plaque can build up in your arteries, increasing your risk of heart attack or stroke. Research shows that getting at least 30 grams of fiber daily can lower heart disease risk by 20% in older adults. And here's the kicker. Skipping fiber at breakfast means you're missing a critical chance to protect your heart from damage that builds up overnight. Let me share a story to bring this home. I had a patient named Clara, a 71-year-old who loved her simple breakfast of a buttered bagel and coffee. Clara was active garden daily and thought her diet was fine. But she started feeling sluggish, and tests showed her cholesterol was climbing. When we looked at her breakfast, we found it had almost no fiber. Her bagel had less than 1 gram compared to the 5 to 10 grams she needed to start her day. I asked Clara to add a fiber-rich food to her morning routine. Within a month, her cholesterol dropped, and she felt more energized than ever. Clara's story shows how easy it is to overlook fiber and how adding it can transform your heart health. So, what's the 7th mistake? It's overloading your breakfast with sodium-heavy foods like processed meats, canned soups, or even healthy packaged breakfast bars. Sodium raises your blood pressure by causing your body to retain water, which puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. For seniors over 60, this is especially dangerous because your kidneys are less efficient at flushing out excess sodium, increasing your risk of hypertension and heart failure. Studies show that cutting sodium to under 2,300 millimolars daily, ideally 500 millimolars for seniors, can lower heart disease risk by 50%. But many breakfast foods like bacon, sausage, or instant oatmeal packets can pack 500 milliliters or more of sodium in a single serving, setting you up for heart strain before noon. Let me tell you about Tom, a 67-year-old patient who loved his morning sausage biscuit from a fast food joint. Tom was fit, played pickleball, and thought his breakfast was a quick, protein-packed choice. But he started noticing swelling in his legs, and his blood pressure was skyrocketing. We found his sausage biscuit had over 800 milliliters of sodium, more than half his daily limit, in one meal. I asked Tom to swap it for a low-sodium, fiber-rich alternative. Within weeks, his blood pressure improved, and the swelling disappeared. Tom's story is a wake-up call about hidden sodium in breakfast foods. So, what should you do instead? For fiber, aim to include at least 5 to 10 grams in your breakfast. A great option is a bowl of steel-cut oatmeal topped with a tablespoon of chia seeds and a handful of raspberries. This combo delivers 8 grams of fiber and heart-healthy antioxidants. Another choice is a slice of whole-grain bread with avocado and a side of sliced apples, providing 6 grams of fiber and healthy fats. For sodium, check labels and aim for foods with less than 200 milligrams per serving. Instead of processed meats, try a protein-packed option, like a boiled egg, or a small serving of unsalted nuts like almonds, which have 0 sodium and 3 grams of fiber per ounce. Pair these with low-sodium veggies, like fresh spinach or tomatoes, to boost nutrients without the salt. Here's a quick tip to boost fiber. Add a teaspoon of ground flax seeds to your yogurt or oatmeal. It's an easy way to get 2 grams of fiber and omega-3s. For sodium, rinse canned foods like beans before eating to remove up to 40% of the salt. These swaps can lower your cholesterol, stabilize your blood pressure, and protect your heart all day long. But we're not done yet. There are more breakfast habits to perfect for your heart. In the next part, we'll reveal the final 2 pitfalls and how to avoid them to keep your heart in top shape. What are these sneaky mistakes? Stay tuned for Part 8 to find out. Don't go anywhere. This could be a game changer for your health. Seniors, are you making these hidden breakfast mistakes that could weaken your heart? Welcome back to our mission to transform your mornings and protect your health. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we uncover the final 2 breakfast pitfalls, mistakes 8 and 9, that could be damaging your heart overnight. In Part 7, we learned how skipping fiber and eating sodium-heavy foods can raise cholesterol and blood pressure. Today, we'll reveal 2 more surprising habits that many seniors overlook and share heart-healthy swaps to keep you thriving. Let's dive in, because these changes could help you live a longer, healthier life. The 8th breakfast mistake is relying on processed breakfast bars or healthy packaged snacks as a quick morning meal. You've seen them, those granola bars or protein bars marketed as heart-healthy or low-calorie options. They're convenient, especially if you're rushing out the door. But here's the shocking truth. Most of these bars are packed with added sugars, artificial additives, and unhealthy fats that harm your heart. The sugars spike your blood sugar, triggering inflammation, while trans fats or palm oil raise your LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that clogs arteries. For seniors over 60, this is a big problem because your heart is more sensitive to these stressors, increasing your risk of heart attack or stroke. Studies show that eating processed snacks regularly can increase heart disease risk by 10–15% in older adults. And the worst part, that healthy bar you grab every morning could be causing silent heart damage while you sleep. Let me share a story to make this clear. I had a patient named Evelyn, a 70-year-old who loved her morning routine of a granola bar and tea. Evelyn was busy, volunteered at her church, and thought her bar was a smart, low-calorie choice. But she started feeling fatigued, and tests showed her triglycerides were climbing. We found her granola bar had 12 grams of added sugar and 3 grams of trans fat, more like a candy bar than a health food. I asked Evelyn to switch to a whole food breakfast. Within a month, her energy returned and her blood tests improved dramatically. Evelyn's story shows how marketing can trick us and how real food makes all the difference. Now let's talk about the 9th mistake: eating breakfast high in refined carbohydrates without balancing them with protein or healthy fats. Many seniors start their day with a carb-heavy meal like a bagel muffin or bowl of instant oatmeal without adding protein or fats to slow digestion. Refined carbs break down quickly, causing a blood sugar spike that stresses your blood vessels and raises triglycerides, a fat linked to heart disease. For seniors, this can lead to inflammation and artery damage, especially if your body struggles to regulate blood sugar after 60. Research shows that unbalanced carb-heavy meals can increase heart disease risk by 20% in older adults. That quick muffin you eat on the go could be setting your heart up for trouble. Let me tell you about Frank, a 66-year-old patient who loved his morning blueberry muffin from the local bakery. Frank was active, walked his neighborhood daily, and thought his muffin was a harmless treat. But he started noticing chest discomfort, and his doctor found his blood sugar and triglycerides were high. His muffin had 30 grams of refined carbs and almost no protein or fat, causing a blood sugar roller coaster. I asked Frank to balance his breakfast. Within weeks, his symptoms eased, and his blood tests showed improvement. Frank's story is a reminder that balance is key for your heart. So, what should you do instead? For the 8th mistake, skip processed breakfast bars and choose whole food snacks. A great option is a small handful of unsalted mixed nuts, like almonds and walnuts, paired with a piece of fruit like an apple. This combo provides 5 grams of fiber, 7 grams of protein, and healthy fats with 0 added sugar, compared to a typical granola bar with 12 grams of sugar and minimal nutrients. Another choice is a slice of whole grain bread with a thin spread of natural peanut butter, offering 4 grams of fiber and 8 grams of protein. For the 9th mistake, always balance carbs with protein and fats. If you love oatmeal, add a tablespoon of chia seeds and a small scoop of Greek yogurt for 10 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. If you're having a whole grain bagel, pair it with a boiled egg and a slice of avocado to slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar. Here's a quick tip. When choosing snacks, look for options with less than 5 grams of added sugar and at least 3 grams of fiber or protein. For balanced meals, aim for a plate that's half veggies or fruit, a quarter protein, and a quarter whole grains or healthy fats. These swaps can lower your cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and protect your heart all day long. We've covered the final 2 mistakes, but there's more to explore to keep your heart strong. In the next part, we'll share lifestyle tips and habits to complement your new breakfast routine and boost your heart health. What are these powerful strategies? Stay tuned for Part 9 to find out. Don't go anywhere. This could transform your health. Seniors, are you ready to supercharge your heart health beyond just fixing your breakfast? Welcome back to our life-changing journey to transform your mornings and protect your heart. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we dive into powerful lifestyle tips and habits that complement your new breakfast routine to keep your heart strong. In Part 8, we uncovered how processed breakfast bars and unbalanced carb-heavy meals can harm your heart. Today, we'll explore safe exercises, daily habits, and strategies to support your heart health alongside your improved breakfast choices. Let's get started because these tips could help you live a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. First, let's talk about exercise the right kind for seniors over 60. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to protect your heart. Gentle, consistent movement can make a huge difference. One of the best exercises for your heart is walking. Just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, can lower your blood pressure, reduce cholesterol, and improve blood flow. Studies show that regular walking cuts heart disease risk by 20-30% in older adults. But here's the key: start slow and listen to your body. If you're new to exercise, begin with 10-minute walks and gradually increase your time. Pair your walks with deep breathing to relax your heart and reduce stress, which is another heart-healthy bonus. Let me share a story to inspire you. I had a patient named Dorothy, a 74-year-old, who thought exercise wasn't for her after a knee injury. She ate a healthier breakfast after our talks, but felt her energy was still low. I suggested she try short walks around her garden, just 15 minutes a day. Dorothy was skeptical, but gave it a shot. Within a month, she was walking 30 minutes daily, her blood pressure dropped, and she felt stronger and happier. Dorothy's story shows that small steps literally can transform your heart health, especially when paired with the right breakfast. Another heart-protecting habit is managing stress, which can silently strain your heart. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, increasing blood pressure and inflammation, both of which harm your arteries. For seniors, simple stress relief practices can work wonders. Try spending 10 minutes each morning doing gentle stretches or chair yoga, which improves circulation and calms your mind. Another great option is mindfulness meditation. Just sit quietly, focus on your breath, and let worries slip away. Research shows that daily mindfulness can lower heart disease risk by 15% in older adults. Even something as simple as listening to calming music or chatting with a friend over tea can reduce stress and support your heart. Now let's talk about sleep, because poor sleep can undo all your healthy breakfast efforts. Getting 7 or 8 hours of quality sleep nightly is crucial for heart health. Poor sleep raises blood pressure and inflammation increasing heart attack risk. For seniors, creating a bedtime routine is key. Avoid caffeine afternoon. Yes, that means no afternoon coffee, and limit screen time an hour before bed to help your brain wind down. Try a warm caffeine-free drink like chamomile tea and keep your bedroom cool and dark. Studies show that consistent sleep routines can lower heart disease risk by 10–20%. Pair this with your fiber-rich, low-sodium breakfast, and you're giving your heart a double boost. Here's another tip. Stay hydrated. Dehydration stresses your heart by thickening your blood, making it harder to pump. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, starting with a glass first thing in the morning, alongside your breakfast. If plain water feels boring, add a slice of lemon or cucumber for flavor. Hydration supports your blood vessels and pairs perfectly with the nutrient-dense breakfasts we've discussed, like oatmeal or Greek yogurt with berries. Let me tell you about James, a 68-year-old patient who struggled with high blood pressure despite eating better. James was active but skipped exercise, stayed up late, and drank coffee all day. I suggested he add a morning walk, try 10 minutes of mindfulness, and prioritize sleep. Within 6 weeks, his blood pressure was under control, and he felt like a new man. James' story proves that lifestyle changes combined with a heart-healthy breakfast can work miracles. Here's a practical plan to tie it all together. Start your day with a 10-minute walk after your balanced breakfast, like whole grain toast with avocado and a boiled egg. Mid-morning, do 5 minutes of deep breathing or stretching to reduce stress. Drink water throughout the day and wind down with a calming bedtime routine. These habits, paired with avoiding the 5 breakfast mistakes we covered, will protect your heart from morning to night. We've got one final part to wrap this up and inspire you to take action. In the next part, we'll recap all 9 breakfast mistakes and pitfalls, share a hopeful vision for your heart health, and give you a clear plan to start today. What's the key to making these changes stick? Stay tuned for part 10 to find out. Don't go anywhere. This could change your life forever. Seniors, are you ready to take control of your heart health and transform your mornings for good? Welcome back to the final part of our life-changing journey to protect your heart. I'm a brain doctor, and I'm begging you to stay with me as we recap the 9 breakfast mistakes and pitfalls we've uncovered, inspire you to act, and share a hopeful vision for a healthier, more vibrant you. In Part 9, we explored powerful lifestyle tips like walking, stress management, and better sleep to complement your heart-healthy breakfast. Today, we'll tie it all together with a clear plan to start today and show you how small changes can lead to a stronger heart. Let's dive in, because this is your moment to shine. Let's start by recapping the 5 breakfast mistakes that could be damaging your heart overnight. First, we learned that sugary fruit juices like orange or apple juice spike your blood sugar and stress your blood vessels, increasing heart attack risk. Swap them for infused water or whole fruits like berries. Second, white bread and refined grains like bagels or toast act like sugar in your body, clogging arteries. Choose whole grain bread or oatmeal for fiber and nutrients. Third, sugary or processed cereals, even those labeled heart healthy, raise triglycerides and inflammation. Opt for Greek yogurt with nuts or quinoa porridge instead. Fourth, cooking eggs with butter or margarine adds unhealthy fats that raise cholesterol. Use olive oil or poached eggs for a heart-friendly alternative. Fifth, loading coffee with sugar or high-fat creamers turns a healthy drink into a heart-harming one. Go for black coffee or add unsweetened almond milk. Then we uncovered 4 additional pitfalls. Sixth, skipping fiber-rich foods leaves your heart vulnerable to cholesterol buildup. Add oatmeal or chia seeds to your breakfast for 5 or 10 grams of fiber. Seventh, sodium-heavy foods like processed meats raise blood pressure. Choose low-sodium options like boiled eggs or unsalted nuts. Eighth, processed breakfast bars are packed with sugars and unhealthy fats. Grab a handful of nuts and fruit for a whole food snack. Ninth, carb-heavy meals without protein or fats spike blood sugar. Balance your plate with protein like yogurt and healthy fats like avocado. Now let's talk about why these changes matter. Every morning, you have a choice of breakfast that harms your heart or one that strengthens it. By avoiding these 9 mistakes, you're lowering your cholesterol, stabilizing your blood sugar, and reducing inflammation, key factors in preventing heart disease. Studies show that a heart-healthy diet and lifestyle can cut heart attack risk by up to 30% in seniors over 60. But it's not just about numbers. It's about feeling energized, staying active with your grandkids, and enjoying life without the fear of heart problems. You deserve that, and it starts with your very next meal. Let me share one final story to inspire you. I had a patient named Ruth, a 72-year-old, who felt tired and worried about her heart after a scare with high blood pressure. Ruth was making all 9 of these breakfast mistakes: sugary juice, white toast, processed cereal, buttery eggs, creamy coffee, and no fiber or protein balance. She thought healthy eating was too complicated. I gave her a simple plan swap: juice for water, with lemon toast for oatmeal, with berries, cereal for Greek yogurt butter for olive oil, and creamer for almond milk. She added a 15-minute walk and a bedtime routine. Within 2 months, Ruth's blood pressure was normal, her energy soared, and she was dancing at her granddaughter's wedding. Ruth's story proves that small, consistent changes can work miracles, no matter your age. So, here's your action plan to start today. Tomorrow morning, make a heart-healthy breakfast: a bowl of steel-cut oatmeal with a tablespoon of chia seeds, a handful of blueberries, and a boiled egg on the side. Pair it with black coffee or herbal tea. After breakfast, take a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood, breathing deeply to relax. Throughout the day, drink 6 to 8 glasses of water and spend 5 minutes stretching or meditating to reduce stress. At night, aim for 7 or 8 hours of sleep with a calming routine like reading or sipping chamomile tea. Check labels to keep sodium under 500 milliliters and fiber at 25-30 grams daily. These steps are simple but powerful, and they'll protect your heart from morning to night. But don't stop here. Commit to avoiding these 9 breakfast mistakes every day. Write down your new breakfast plan and stick it on your fridge as a reminder. Share this video with a friend or family member to stay motivated together. And most importantly, believe in yourself. You have the power to transform your health one meal at a time. Imagine how you'll feel in a month: more energy, better blood pressure, and confidence that you're protecting your heart for years to come. That's the future you're building right now. Seniors, this is your moment. Start today and don't look back. Your heart deserves the best, and you're ready to give it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's make every morning a step toward a healthier, happier you. Now go make that heart-healthy breakfast and take your first walk. You've got this. Waiting for further instructions to proceed with analysis, thumbnail tags, etc., as per your original